Welcome to Wisdom Words, a quiet space to slow down and think deeply. Here, we explore timeless lessons about life, peace, and purpose, one story at a time. So, take a moment, breathe in, and let's begin. Sometimes, life has a way of teaching us lessons we never wanted to learn, not because we're stubborn, or careless, or unwise, but because understanding requires time, reflection, and often, hindsight. And by the time the lesson truly hits us, it feels like it was always there, quietly waiting, patiently. Waiting until we're ready, or until it's too late. I want you to imagine a moment, just a small, ordinary moment, where a choice is before you. Something simple, maybe even mundane. A call you didn't make. A kind word you didn't speak. A moment of patience you didn't have. At the time, it might not feel significant. In fact, it might feel completely trivial. But the truth is, it might have been one of the most important moments of your life. And that's the theme we're exploring today, the things we only understand when it's too late. Life's lessons are often hidden in ordinary moments. We tend to wait for monumental events, the big losses, the huge wins, the heartbreaks, to teach us something. But the reality is that most lessons are quiet. They whisper, they nudge, they linger. Sometimes it's a moment of silence in a conversation. Sometimes it's the hesitation before saying, "I love you." Story: I once knew a man who ignored small kindnesses from his aging father. Nothing dramatic happened at the time, they still laughed together, and they still argued about trivial things. But one day, the father was gone. And suddenly, all those small, overlooked moments became immense, unspoken treasures. Only then did he understand what truly mattered. Time changes understanding. What seems painful or unfair today can, years later, reveal itself as a gift in disguise. The pain is not meaningless, it's shaping you, teaching you, and preparing you for something bigger than you can see in the moment. Story: a young woman missed out on a career opportunity she desperately wanted. She was crushed. At the time, she felt it was the end of the world. Years later, she discovered that the missed opportunity led her to a path where she met people who became her lifelong mentors, friends, and eventual partners in life-changing projects. Only in hindsight did she see that the loss was actually a redirection. Regret is a teacher, not a punishment. Most of us fear regret. We fear looking back and wishing we had acted differently. But regret only hurts when we resist learning from it. It's not a sentence, it's a signal. A signpost pointing to a truth we might have ignored in the moment. Reflective question: is there a regret you carry that, if examined carefully, might actually be guiding you toward clarity? The quiet moments often matter more than the loud ones. People remember the grand gestures. They remember the dramatic events. But often, the most profound life lessons are hidden in the small, silent acts: a hand held during a moment of pain, a smile when no one was watching, a choice to forgive instead of react. Story: a teacher once told her student, "The moments you think no one sees, those are the moments that shape you." The student didn't understand at the time. But years later, when he became a parent, he realized the truth in those words. Every unnoticed act of love and patience had built the foundation for the person he had become. Take a moment now. Breathe. Think about the small decisions you've made today, this week, and this month. Are there moments you brushed aside, thinking they were insignificant? Could one of those moments be quietly shaping your future, for better or for worse? Remember, life rarely shouts. Most of the time, it whispers. And if we're not listening, we only understand when it's too late. In the next chapter, we'll explore why we often ignore these whispers. Why do we wait until loss or regret forces understanding? We'll uncover the subtle patterns in our choices, the habits that blind us to what truly matters, and how learning to see these moments before it's too late can change everything. So here's what I want you to hold onto from this chapter: life's quiet lessons are always present. They are waiting patiently. They are woven into the moments we overlook, the words we don't speak, and the pauses we skip. Pay attention. Listen carefully. because the moment you understand is often the moment you wish you had understood sooner. Sometimes we miss the lessons life is quietly offering us. Not because they aren't obvious, but because our minds are busy, our hearts distracted, or our pride too stubborn to see the truth. We often wait for pain to arrive, for loss to strike, for regret to knock on the door, before we finally notice what we should have understood all along. Have you ever paused to think about the moments you ignored? The little signs that something mattered more than you realized? Perhaps it was a friend asking for your attention, a parent sharing a small piece of advice, or even a stranger showing an act of kindness. At the time, it may have felt insignificant. A smile, a word, a simple thank you. But those small moments, those whispers of life, have a way of shaping us in ways we cannot see. We often think understanding comes from the big, dramatic experiences, the heartbreaks, the losses, the failures. And yes, they do teach us. But the quiet, ordinary moments, they teach us too. And sometimes, they teach us more profoundly because they ask for nothing in return. They ask only that we notice them. I remember a story of a man who spent years focused on his career. He worked tirelessly, chasing success, recognition, and wealth. Along the way, he missed birthdays, anniversaries, and even small conversations with his children. At the time, he justified it with logic, saying, "I'm doing this for them. I'm providing for them." But one day, he realized that while he had provided materially, he had missed the very moments that would have built trust, connection, and love. Only then, when the opportunity to truly connect had passed, did he understand. Only then did the silence of those lost moments speak loudly. Why do we do this? Why do we overlook the things that matter most? Often, it's because we are convinced that there is always more time. We think about tomorrow, next week, and next year. We assume life is patient, that there will always be a chance to say, to act, to notice. But life is not patient. Life does not wait. And sometimes, the realization comes too late. Take a moment and reflect. How many times have you postponed a conversation that mattered? How many times did you let pride, fear, or busyness decide for you? What might have happened if you had acted differently? And more importantly, how can you act differently from this moment forward? There is a gentle wisdom in understanding that waiting for clarity often leads to regret. The quiet nudges, the subtle signs, the small opportunities to love, forgive, or connect, these are not meaningless. They are the threads that weave the fabric of our lives. And yet, we overlook them, distracted by urgency, worry, or doubt. I want you to imagine the small gestures you might be missing today. A text left unsent. A kind word unspoken. A moment of patience withheld. These are not small at all. They are life's way of teaching, guiding, and shaping us. And if we fail to notice them now, we may only understand their weight when it is too late. And here's the truth, it's never too late to start noticing. You can't go back and change the past, but you can change the way you move forward. You can start listening to life's whispers, start valuing the ordinary, and start showing up in ways that matter. It takes awareness, patience, and courage. It takes slowing down, breathing, and paying attention. Think about someone you've ignored, a moment you've postponed, or a choice you've avoided. How would your life be different if you acted now? What small steps can you take today to honor what truly matters? Because these small steps, taken consistently, will shape a life you will one day look back on without regret. The lessons we only understand when it's too late are often lessons in presence, love, and awareness. They are reminders that life is fragile, fleeting, and profoundly beautiful. Every moment is an opportunity to connect, to care, and to understand before it slips away. So, breathe. Slow down. Notice the small things. Listen to the quiet moments because they are speaking to you right now. Not tomorrow. Not next year. Now. And as you move forward, carry this awareness with you. Let it guide your choices, your words, and your actions. Life will continue to whisper. The question is, will you listen before it's too late? Or will you wait and only understand when the lessons are behind you, quietly leaving their mark? There's a quiet truth about life that most of us resist acknowledging. We often ignore the lessons that matter most because they are inconvenient, uncomfortable, or simply hidden beneath the surface. We wait for life to force our attention, hoping it will come in a way we can't ignore, through a mistake, a loss, or a heartbreak. And yet, the most profound understanding doesn't usually arrive in a grand gesture. It arrives in the subtle, almost invisible moments that, if we paid attention, could change everything. Think about the last time someone tried to tell you something important. Perhaps it was a friend, a family member, or even a stranger. Maybe their words or actions didn't make sense in the moment. Maybe you brushed them aside, thinking, "I'll figure it out later," or "This doesn't apply to me right now." But the truth is, life doesn't offer second chances with the same clarity. I remember a young woman I once met who had a habit of ignoring her instincts. She would often feel a quiet warning, a hesitation, a sense that something needed attention, but she would dismiss it. She told herself she was overthinking, that it was nothing, that she had time. Years later, she realized that ignoring those small warnings had cost her dearly, relationships that could have been saved had she spoken, opportunities she could have embraced had she acted, and moments of genuine connection she had overlooked. Only in hindsight did she see how her life had been quietly shaped by the very things she had ignored. And this is the hard part, life's lessons are rarely convenient. They arrive unannounced, and they rarely align with our plans or expectations. They ask us to pause, to reflect, to be honest with ourselves. And most of us resist because it's uncomfortable. We prefer the illusion of control, the comfort of distraction, and the ease of ignoring what we cannot immediately change. But here's the thing, the lessons that seem inconvenient are often the ones that matter most. They teach us patience, humility, and awareness. They teach us how to see before it's too late, how to act before regret sets in, and how to truly notice the people and moments that make life meaningful. Consider this, a small act of kindness, a word of encouragement, a moment of presence. These are not trivial. They are the quiet anchors that stabilize the chaotic currents of our lives. And yet, we often dismiss them, thinking they are too small to matter. It is only when they are gone, when the opportunity to act has passed, that we realize how significant they were. Take a moment to reflect on your own life. Are there moments you have ignored? Words you have left unsaid? Acts of love or understanding you have postponed? What would happen if you acted now, instead of waiting for the perfect moment that may never come? There's a story of an elderly man who spent decades chasing achievements and recognition. He traveled the world, built a career, and accumulated wealth. But in his later years, he realized that the most meaningful moments were not the awards or the accolades, they were the quiet evenings spent with his children, the small gestures of love and care that he had often overlooked. Only then did he understand what truly mattered, and the realization was both beautiful and painful. The pattern is always the same, we only notice what truly matters when time has passed, when opportunities have slipped through our fingers, when the consequences of inattention are undeniable. But there is hope. Awareness can change everything. It's never too late to start noticing, to start listening, to start valuing the quiet lessons life is giving you right now. Imagine if you approached every day with a little more attention, a little more presence, a little more intention. What small actions could you take today that your future self would thank you for? How might your relationships, your choices, and your understanding of life shift if you stopped waiting for dramatic lessons and started listening to the whispers? This is the essence of the wisdom we often only recognize when it's too late. Life is teaching you in every moment, and the moments that feel ordinary often carry extraordinary meaning. The people you love, the experiences you overlook, and the subtle signals you ignore, they are shaping the life you will one day look back on. So slow down. Notice. Listen. Act. Be present. And remember that the lessons you choose to see today may save you from regret tomorrow. Because when life whispers, it is never too late to pay attention, but the longer we wait, the louder the echo of missed moments becomes. As you move forward, carry this awareness with you. Let it shape how you speak, how you listen, and how you live. The lessons are all around you, quietly guiding you, patiently waiting for you to understand before it's too late. There's a quiet power in recognizing life's lessons before they arrive too late. It's the ability to see the significance in the ordinary, to notice the whispers before they become shouts, and to understand before regret makes the meaning painfully clear. And yet, most of us live as if time is endless, as if the people we love, the opportunities we have, and the lessons life offers will always be there tomorrow. But life has a way of teaching us otherwise. I want you to imagine a day where you notice the subtle things, the look in a friend's eyes, the small act of kindness someone offers, the fleeting opportunity to say something meaningful. These moments, simple as they seem, hold lessons that shape our hearts and minds more than we realize. And when we choose to see them, to truly acknowledge them, life feels fuller, richer, and more profound. I once knew a woman who had a habit of keeping her gratitude to herself. She appreciated her friends, her family, and her colleagues but rarely voiced it. She assumed they already knew, or that it didn't matter. Over the years, she realized that the small words she hadn't spoken, the thank yous, the I'm proud of you, the encouragements, were the moments people remembered the most. Once she began expressing them, she noticed something remarkable: relationships deepened, trust strengthened, and life felt lighter. It was as if the very act of noticing and speaking had unlocked a hidden layer of meaning. This is the essence of understanding before it's too late: presence, attention, awareness, and the courage to act on what you see. Life doesn't wait for perfect timing. It doesn't pause for preparation. It teaches, nudges, and sometimes forces us to pay attention. But when we cultivate awareness, we can transform ordinary moments into extraordinary lessons. Ask yourself, what small act today could leave a lasting impression tomorrow? What conversation could deepen your connection with someone you care about? What choice could align your actions with your values before regret ever has a chance to appear? These questions are not rhetorical, they are invitations. Invitations to see life clearly, to respond with intention, and to live in a way that reduces the weight of future regret. There's a story about a man who spent decades searching for success in all the wrong places. He chased wealth, status, and recognition, thinking that these were the markers of a life well lived. And yet, when he finally paused, he realized that the moments he had ignored, the laughter with friends, the quiet evenings with family, the simple joys of everyday life, were the things that had truly mattered all along. The understanding came too late to recover some opportunities, but it was not too late to change his path moving forward. This teaches us an important principle: we cannot undo the past, but we can act differently from this moment forward. Awareness is the first step. The next step is action. Not dramatic, not overblown, but simple, consistent actions that honor the lessons life is offering now. Take a moment to breathe. Look around you. What have you been overlooking? What has been quietly waiting for your attention? And how can you respond, not later, not when it's convenient, but now? The truth is, life's most meaningful lessons are often hidden in what feels ordinary. A shared meal, a kind word, a small gesture of patience. They seem small at the moment, almost invisible, but over time, they shape the people we become. They are the quiet architects of our happiness, our love, and our understanding. So begin today. Notice what others might miss. Speak what you feel. Act with awareness. These choices may seem insignificant now, but they carry a weight that will resonate long into the future. And when you look back one day, you will see that understanding does not have to come too late. It can arrive today, if you are willing to notice. Life is patient, but it is also fleeting. Every moment you choose to pay attention, every lesson you embrace before it is too late, is a moment where life rewards you with clarity, peace, and connection. This is the gift of living consciously. This is the power of understanding before it's too late. There's a quiet, almost invisible art to living a life where you understand before it's too late. It isn't about perfection. It isn't about control. It's about awareness, presence, and the willingness to act on the lessons life offers in the smallest, most ordinary moments. Most of us spend so much time waiting for the right time, the perfect moment, the grand opportunity, that we forget to live in the now. We assume tomorrow will be the moment to say the words, to make the connection, to forgive, and to love. But life is impatient in its own way. Time moves, people change, and some opportunities never come back. I remember a story about a father and his son. The father was always busy, always thinking about the next task, the next responsibility. He assumed there would always be time to talk, to connect, to share wisdom. One day, the son moved far away, and suddenly, those ordinary conversations, the jokes, the advice, the casual moments of care became memories the father could no longer create. He realized, too late, that the lessons he had meant to teach through presence had been lost in the rush of life. And yet, the truth is, it doesn't have to be too late for you. You have this moment, this very moment, to begin noticing, to begin understanding, and to begin acting in ways that matter. You can cultivate a life where awareness becomes habit, where small acts are not overlooked, and where love, kindness, and presence are not postponed. It starts with paying attention. Notice the people around you. Notice the little things they do, the ways they show up, and the ways they might need you. Notice the quiet opportunities in your daily life, the chance to encourage, to forgive, and to connect. These are not small things. They are life's building blocks, shaping the future in ways you will only understand fully when you look back. Then comes courage, the courage to act. To speak the words that feel difficult, to offer the gestures that seem small, to show up when it's inconvenient or uncomfortable. Courage is not about grand gestures, it is about consistency. It is about responding to life's quiet lessons before regret can take hold. Think about your relationships. Is there someone you've wanted to thank, forgive, or reconnect with? Is there a choice you've been avoiding, thinking it can wait? The truth is, waiting is a luxury life rarely grants. And acting now, even in small ways, changes everything. There's another story that comes to mind. A woman had spent years trying to get it right in life, always chasing bigger goals, thinking that success would bring meaning. One day, she paused, truly noticed the people she loved, and began expressing gratitude and care daily. Over time, she realized that the simple, consistent acts, the small gestures, the moments of attention, were the things that created real fulfillment. Success and achievement were fleeting, but love, awareness, and presence created lasting impact. This is the ultimate lesson. Life's lessons are not meant to be learned after the fact. They are offered now, in every moment, if we choose to see, listen, and respond. The more consciously we live, the fewer lessons we leave for regret to teach. So start today. Start small. Speak that word. Send that message. Offer that kindness. Notice the moments others overlook. Treat time not as something endless, but as something precious. And when tomorrow comes, you will look back with gratitude, not regret, knowing that you understood before it was too late. Life is fleeting, fragile, and profoundly beautiful. Every day is an opportunity to notice, to love, and to act. And when you carry this awareness forward, the quiet lessons of today become the meaningful legacy of tomorrow. Remember this: the moments you choose to see, the people you choose to honor, and the actions you take when no one is watching, these are the things that matter most. Not the grand gestures, not the awards, not the recognition. The small, ordinary, quiet moments. They are the ones that shape a life well lived, a heart fully understood, and a legacy worth leaving. And in the end, when you look back, you will finally understand life was speaking to you all along. The question is, did you listen before it was too late?